Okay. What's going on, LBHT crew? B, what is going on?
I think you know what's going on. Lakers, Lake Show 1-0.
Listen.
That's what's going on.
A lot has happened since last week's show. Okay, first of all, happy Wednesday. This is a very happy Wednesday. Okay, hope your week is going well, but if not, hopefully it gets better starting right now. All right, we are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. So make sure you're hitting that like button wherever you're watching, and if you're new, hit that subscribe button. But yeah, man, this time last week, we were not happy. We are not happy, Ravens fans / Lamar fans. We were not happy because they were not doing right by our quarterback. But today, he's back. It's not official yet. And Mike Florio is not happy about that either. He's still mad. Why are we getting details? I need a win here. But yeah, man, Lamar Jackson agreed to terms with the Ravens. You guys know if you've been watching our channel. We streamed about it. We talked about it. Put out videos. So we all know. But yes, that's good. Now we can move forward with the rest of the team and really have a projection of how the team is going to look. The NFL draft has happened, and we're going to discuss that. Even though we did multiple 3-hour streams,
many shows about the draft already.
But we didn't really give our breakdowns of the draft. We streamed with Coach Evans over on Sip Tally Films. You guys saw part of that over here on this channel. We also, we had Carrie and Chris and Mike from the Deep Cover podcast. Also, Denard from the Fire Zone show. Great stream. If you didn't watch it, go and check it out. 3 hours of fun, man. Like I challenge you to find any other stream that had the chemistry that we did. Okay, it was awesome. So yeah, but we're gonna give you our thoughts. It was a great week for the Panthers too. Okay, getting their franchise quarterback. So we'll break down the draft. We're gonna talk some NBA playoffs. B cannot wait. He cannot wait. Hendo,
Hendo been mad silent today. They've been real busy.
Oh, listen. We got a lot to talk about. Let's give a shout out to the chat, man. Everybody's in here. They are in here. Bazel is here early. What's going on? You are first, my friend. You are first. MDT Sports, salute. Thanks for coming through. I got Buck from the Buck Stops here. It says, hey, Buck, how are you? King Dan says, Rock Ya-Sin. Yes, the Ravens have signed Rock Ya-Sin. We'll get our thoughts about that. We'll get your guys' thoughts about that here in a minute. King Dan says, did y'all see Mike Florio interview with EDC? And EDC put Florio in his place saying how Lamar is a great agent and knows everything about negotiating. I did not see that.
Yeah, I saw a clip. I didn't watch it because then I saw Mike Florio was in it. But I think it was obvious to people watching that Lamar.
Did he make that? Did he make that tight face?
Oh, I mean, that's his resting face.
So hit piece on EDC coming soon from Florio. Raven Ron, what's going on? Lamar got no excuses now. First round in playoffs ain't enough. I agree, Raven Ron. I agree. I don't think there's really is. I mean, listen, it's not 100% on him. Like he's got to, the coaching got to do their part too. It's no excuse for Harbaugh for sure. Right. I mean, let's not forget that, Harbaugh, EDC, the whole crew, there's no excuse. Okay. They are all in this together. And if things go wrong, there'll be one man standing. That's the man with the contract. Okay. But I agree, Raven Ron. Like he got to have a big year. And I expect him to. I mean, that's the standard he set for himself. Like that, I that's the person that I have least amount of doubts about. What's up, Jeremy? Thanks for coming through. What are we gonna say?
And well, that's always been our thing with the Ravens and the wide receivers and the O-line and the coaching, right? It's not to shift blame; it's to make it so that there aren't any excuses for why you lost.
Yeah,
because like I said, we believe in Lamar. We believe Lamar is one of the top players in the league, not just quarterback, but one of the top players in the league. And if you support him properly, the wins will follow.
Yeah, agreed. One session. Salute to you. Thanks for coming through. Mr. J the Six says 7:15 on a Wednesday is better than happy hour. That's what I'm talking about. This is our own happy hour. Malik, what's up? What up, though? What up? Thanks for coming through, Malik. Appreciate you, man. Danity, what's going on? Danity says, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream.
What's up, Danity?
Salute to you, Danity. Olumide. Did we get a consensus on how to pronounce his name?
I'm pretty sure it's Olumide.
Is it Olumide? I think it's Olumide. Olumide. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I got it right. Our guy Andrew's in the house. Says, "Oh, he's talking to us. This must be a trade offer. This must be a trade offer, Andrew. Okay. All right, I'll let you guys take care of business. Salute to Marco G. Says, what's good, fellas? LJ presser tomorrow, and can someone tell Florio to calm down before he blows his pacemaker?
Well, God willing."
Black Daniels. Salute to you, Black Daniels. Living Legends in the house. Salute to Living Legend. Matt D's in the house. Salute, Matt D. Yes, indeed. All right. We got Phantom Cyborg. What's good, man? Okay. Sharon's in the house. What's up, Sharon? Good evening to my two favorite guys, Jose and Brodny. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Tracy. What's up, Tracy? Glad to be here listening to my favorite YouTube channel. Better times seem to be coming for the Ravens. Indeed. Yes. Living big with Big Reg. What's good with you, my friend? Salute. Olumide gives us a thumbs up. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. DDSQ, salute to you. Says, what's good, y'all? Love what y'all do. Thank you. Salute. Just Aloe says, Mike Florio, show me the contract. Show me the contract.
Evil Jerry Maguire over there.
I didn't have that in our lineup because we already roasted him the other day, but we'll discuss that in a minute. But first, we like to start every show with a Black History fact, and B has a Black History fact for you.
Okay, well, I wasn't ready, but all right. With the NHL playoffs going on, and shout out to Ron and Ferris's Kraken. I gather that they're doing well. I don't follow the NHL, but shout out to them. I heard they won again. I thought we would mention, a historic hockey league. There aren't a lot of Black people who play in the NHL, and you kind of get the impression that the league isn't really too fond of the Black players that they have. You hear a lot of stories about the few minority players in the NHL kind of having a rough time. But in Canada and Nova Scotia in 1895. There was actually the Colored Hockey League, the Colored Hockey League of the Maritimes. And it was started by four gentlemen. Let me get their names here. James Robinson Johnston, Henry Sylvester Williams, James Borden, and James A.R. Kinney. And it's funny, the reason that they actually started this league was because they were involved heavily in the church. So a couple of them were pastors. And they were trying to convince people to come to church, and they were trying to bribe people with a after-service hockey game between the rival churches. And that kind of it just kept growing, and turned into its own league that played from 1895 up through 1930. You had a excuse me. One of the players is actually credited with being the first player, Eddie Martin, to use the slap shot, and that was back in 1906, playing for the Halifax Eureka. So it was not only a trendsetter by just being a Black hockey league, because there aren't a lot of, like I said, minority people playing hockey, but they also were pushing the game forward. It says here, now I'm not 100% sure. I think I know exactly what this means, but I'm not 100% sure. But this was the first league to allow the goaltender to leave his feet to cover a puck, and that was in 1900, and no other league allowed that until 1917 with the NHL. So it was a league that kind of pushed the sport forward in meaningful ways, and also gave minorities in Canada a place to play. Some thought that it would help to further the civil rights cause for Black people in Canada. But if you wanted to learn more about the Colored Hockey League of the Maritime Islands or Maritimes, you can go and look at a documentary that came out last year from Hubert Davis called Black Ice. There's also a book from 2004 of the same name, Black Ice, The Lost History of the Colored Hockey League of the Maritimes. And that's from Daryl Fosty and George Fosty.
All right. Salute to them. Salute to them. Yes, indeed. All right. Look, what's going on, Xavier? Thanks for coming through. It says, life has been busy. Glad to catch you guys live. Salute.
Thank you, Xavier.
Agent E, what up? What's going on? He's saying what's up to Hendo. Where's Hendo? Is Hendo in the house?
Yeah, he in there.
Hey, our friend Hendo. Another wonderful Wednesday. Thanks for coming through, Hendo. I was trying to check on you last night. Look, I said this is gonna go 7 games. So
making himself scarce.
I think it's gonna go 7 games. So 1 loss if you're a Warriors fan. You know, it's expected. Same thing on the Lakers side. You're not gonna be it's not gonna be a sweep, right? But our guy AD, he manned up. He manned up.
He did.
And a manned up AD, they got nothing for him. Okay. What's going on, really Coach? What's good? Salute to you. Make sure, please, my friends, salute to Coach for hitting 8,000 subscribers.
Yes, congratulations.
Congrats. It's time to get him to 10,000 subscribers. You guys can do it. You guys can do it. Coach has given us a lot of support.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you guys know we work close with Coach, and we're going to continue to do stuff together. We do the Ravens Roundup every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So you need to be subscribed over there. Also, let's just mention it right now. We got the meetup, the Roundup meetup coming up April 4th. Nope. April 4th. Nope. August. I'm sorry, I said April.
There you go.
April is gone. August 4th. One of those A's. August 4th.
Yes.
I'll grab the link and put it in the chat. Tickets are on sale now. Look, you got time. There's plenty of tickets available, but there are a limited amount of tickets. So get your ticket as soon as possible. Make sure you can reserve your spot. There'll be food and drinks there. Good food, okay? Not some some cheap Popeyes wings or anything like that. Although I like Popeyes. No, listen. A little bit more sophisticated than that. It's gonna be good food, good times. We're just gonna be mingling and just talking, giving away some prizes. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So make sure you get your tickets. Yeah. Any more house cleaning that we gotta do?
People love that chicken from Popeyes, man.
Love that chicken from Popeyes. You'll love this chicken from Busboys and Poets as well. All right. Let's talk about somebody who doesn't love anybody. That's Mike Florio. We don't have a headline for him. We weren't going to talk about him, but Mike Florio is still angry. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Florio is not happy that Lamar has won. And even though people are trying to argue with us, Lamar didn't win. He didn't get $230 million. That's not what we're talking about. One, he didn't ask for $230 million guaranteed. Two, we're talking about him getting a deal done, a historic deal done without an agent. Let's focus on that because there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, he needs an agent. He needs an agent. He's already missed." Did you know he missed out on $50 million last year?
You know what my favorite part about those people is? It's one that he didn't win because he didn't get what he was looking for, but he definitely needed an agent. But nobody was going to pay him what he wanted. So what do you need an agent for? He got the biggest contract ever for a quarterback. What do you need an agent for?
So, and also, he missed out. He can never make back that money that he missed. Right? He only got $23 million last year. He could have made $50 million. He missed out on $27 million. He'll never get that back. Did you know that? Right. Even though he's making the litmus test, the person that they're comparing him to is Josh Allen, right? And had he done his deal when Josh Allen did his deal, he'd have had $50 million extra. He can't make that up. He makes about $9-10 million more than Josh Allen per year now. So how is he not making that up?
I don't know why all these people are so concerned with how much he's making now.
Well, because you gotta look because like Florio will explain to you, I gotta have a win somewhere because he just made me wrong again. This is all it is. So, even if you feel like he lost out on some money, so what? He got he's the richest player in NFL history right now. So he missed out a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? Like he missed out a little, okay, maybe he missed out a little bit of money. Or a lot, whatever. But right now, he got the deal done by himself.
Yeah. And aside from the money, they have a new offensive coordinator. They have a new strength and conditioning coach. And the Ravens changed the way they approached the offseason. They went out and they signed a for real free agent wide receiver in Odell Beckham, something they had never done before, or not with Lamar on the team. You know, they've done it like twice in their history with like Steve Smith and Derek Mason, but they hadn't done it with Lamar. They would always go on after Dez and Seth Roberts and players like that. Then they went out and they got him another capable wide receiver in Nelson Aguilar, who was also kind of out of the norm for Baltimore because they like to go with over the hill guys. He's a guy who can still play. And then they went out and they drafted a wide receiver in the first round to make sure that even if they do get hit with injuries, that they will have enough weapons to keep that offense moving, which again is not something that they've ever done before. They've never been concerned with that side of the ball before. It's always been, well, man, we gotta make sure we stack up on defense. They got out of the draft. I mean, congrats to EDC for fighting his urge to trade back and accumulate picks. I'll give him credit for that. But they got out of the draft without having a starting corner. You know, they went through the first wave of free agency and through the draft, and would not, and they didn't have a starting corner on the roster opposite of Marlon Humphrey.
Right.
You know, and they went and they made sure that they took care of Lamar and the offense first.
And this is what we all been saying. Hashtag defund the defense. Right. If you have a need on both sides, the offense eats first. And this is coming from a defensive guy. I know a lot of you guys don't think I like defense. B will tell you I love defense. That's how most of the older fans became Ravens fans, because of the defense. Not damn sure it wasn't offense. Right? If you were a fan of the Ravens before Lamar, it's because you love defense.
Or because you love that Vinny Testaverde to Michael Jackson connection.
Yeah.
Don't put fans in a box.
Right. Yes. Defund the defense, right? But you know, when you have a superstar like Lamar, and just the fact that the league has changed from then, you have to be able to score points. The offense needs to be taken care of first. You can't put all this effort into defense year in and year out and neglect the offense, and that's exactly what they were doing. But now, in the final hour, when your quarterback held his ground, which is nothing that we said, you know, just all you have to do is wait until draft time, right? And we'll see who's going to do what. They got nervous, right? He made it clear, either trade me or pay me, get me what I want. Okay, well, you want to bring me back to the table? Give me some wide receivers then. Oh, they moved heaven and earth then.
Yeah.
To get some real wide receivers.
I got Marcus is here. He says Lamar and the Ravens both won. Listen, that's true, but I don't want to hear that garbage. I don't want to hear that right now, because it was all Lamar versus the Ravens all season, and it was Lamar needs to come off of his demands, and Lamar needs to accept this, and Lamar needs to do this, and Lamar needs to do that. The Ravens won because Lamar forced them to change.
But he is right, though. They both won.
They won, but Lamar won for both of them. They're going to win moving forward by changing that philosophy. They didn't do that on their own. That's not something that Baltimore, EDC didn't wake up, and John Harbaugh didn't wake up and say, you know what, we need to go out and get multiple wide receivers right now.
Yeah. So, salute to everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all coming through. I see you, Zico Kage, man. Thanks for coming through. He says, Jose and Brodny, what's good, Unks? And everyone in the chat, salute to you. Yes, Raven. Yes, Marcus. They both won, but the Ravens won begrudgingly, right? They won begrudgingly, but they still won. and Lamar had to drag them in this direction. It's not just look, it's a big win just signing Lamar, but it's a big win also getting Lamar his weapons. And they would not have done that if Lamar didn't force them to do that. Right. They had to he had to force them to change the way they went about business. And now, like you were saying, Raven Ron, no excuses. And I don't think there'll be any excuses that need to be made. I fully believe that they're gonna go out there and ball out. Right. And if they do, you can thank Lamar for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We saw what this organization can do on their own, doing it their way. We saw that. It's not good. Okay. Salute to Marco G for 333. Appreciate you. Says
Thank you,
our
Marco.
wide receiver group is almost as good or better than some other teams' wide receiver groups. Absolutely. Especially Duvernay and Aguilar as 4th and 5th. Compared to some other 4th and 5th options are very solid. I agree.
Yeah. They went from the worst wide receiver room in the league to one of the better wide receiver room. Now, they're not a top wide receiver room, but they didn't manage to get DeAndre. It looks like Arizona kind of changed their mind on that whole thing. But they went from, like I said, worst in the league to a very, very solid wide receiver group. We'll have to go through and actually rank them one day. But I think they're one of the better wide receiver rooms in the league. And like the commenter was saying, Marco was saying, they're deep.
Yeah, and if Zay Flowers works out and OBJ is healthy, yeah, then we could talk about them being at one of the top in the league. Speaking of Zay Flowers, let's get into the draft. One of the things that we're actually we came out here to talk about. Where we want to start? Yes, Ravens draft reaction. Okay, or recap. Look, overall. Look, we don't have to spend too much time on this. Zay Flowers, they got Zay Flowers. Okay, Trenton Simpson, there's some potential there. I think we discussed it during the coach's stream that's a potential replacement for Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen's option, 5th-year option, did not get picked up, and even Patrick Queen seems to think that Trenton Simpson might be his replacement. Eventual replacement, at least, right? We'll see if Patrick Queen stays this season or they usher him out for Simpson to get in there. So intriguing pick, to say the least, in the 3rd round. Okay. And then who we get in the 4th? We got was it edge rusher?
The 4th round pick was it wasn't Caillou Kelly, Caillou Blue Kelly. It was the
I want to say
Tavius Robinson, I believe.
Yes. And Caillou Blue Kelly, and then the guy whose name nobody can pronounce.
Salah.
Yes, Salah. That wasn't his full name. And then Andrew Voorhees in the 7th round, the pick that everybody loves that we came back into the draft to get. He's going to be a redshirt player. He's not going to play at all this year. But there's hope for him that he can be somebody that can contribute down the road. All in all, I guess the draft is fine, right? I don't know how good those other players are going to be. And given the recent draft history, I don't expect anything. I don't think overall EDC has done a good job drafting over the years. In fact, we know because we went over on Coach's show, right? We went over on the roundup, and the draft classes don't look good. I have high hopes. I have a lot of faith in Zay Flowers. He's one of those players that I felt like is going to do really well, no matter where he went. I'm glad we got him. We went and looked at some of his game tape. One thing that stood out, the main thing that stood out to me was he had an awful quarterback. Right. But man, he can play, right? And this isn't a Hollywood clone. He can do a lot more than Hollywood. Mm-hmm. So very hopeful for that. Trenton Simpson, we'll see. I don't know if he'll be able to step into Patrick Queen's role right now. Patrick Queen is at a place where the game has slowed down for him. He's playing alongside Roquan that takes pressure off of him, and things are clicking right now. So I don't know if you want to, put a rookie in there that has to take a step back if, when you have somebody that's the guy. But maybe down the road he works out, and the rest of them, the rest of the players, we'll see, right? Caillou Blue, we have the 3 other young cornerbacks on the team already. Yeah. So is he better than those guys, right? If he's right on par with those guys, then why'd you get him? We have a bunch of guys that need to get on the field already. Mm-hmm. And then the linemen, we'll see. If we can develop those guys and they can at least be rotational players, that's good for depth. We need that.
Yeah, I thought I liked the first 2 and the last 2 picks. I thought on Coach's Stream, I think Zay Flowers is going to be a playmaker that the Ravens have been lacking on offense for a long time. He's a guy that you can get the ball to in a lot of different situations, and he can make something happen on his own after the catch. That's not really something that they've had before. Like you said, he's a different player than Hollywood. Hollywood, it was more of a finesse kind of guy. Zay Flowers, I think, is a much stronger player, much better after the catch than Hollywood was. And pairing him with, Bateman, who and OBJ, who are great possession receivers, is a plus for Baltimore. Trenton Simpson, we'll see. I think he'll be pretty good in coverage. He's not a great tackler, but I think he's going to get the year to really learn and develop. I think they're going to keep Patrick Queen, and so he'll play, but it won't be like with Queen where he's out there and you're really relying on him, and all of his flaws are really sticking out to everybody in that rookie season. The offensive lineman, like you said, Voorhees has to get healthy, and they just got to develop those guys. They need depth all across the line. Not real thrilled with the edge rusher, Tavius Robinson, and Caillou Blue Kelly. Nothing against him, just he didn't solve an issue for them. They had a whole opposite of Marlon Humphrey. Obviously, he's not going to go from the 5th round and walk in there and man that position all season. And like you said, they have Brandon Stevens, they have Jalen Armour Davis, they have Williams, who are all young corners who haven't gotten to play a whole lot or haven't really been put in a fair situation up until this point. And you're just kind of adding to that now.
Yeah. Michael G said Trent Simpson hung up on EDC. If EDC never called back PQ, 5th option may have been picked up. I think he would have kept calling or just made another pick. Marcus McClendon says, love the first 2 picks, but the rest were questionable. There were some good players left on the board. Trading back in for Voorhees was great too. Yeah, I feel you, Marcus. I feel you on that. And Marco says Zay is 5'9". I thought he was 5'10". Why are you trying to shrink our guy Zay Flowers like that, man? He's 5'10". He's 5'10". Give him his height. Okay. Overall, listen, I think if Lamar wasn't signed, I would have a harsher reaction to this, right? Because let's just be real. Overall, it's not that great of a draft, right? Like, not looking at it right now, our initial reactions, like nobody is excited about and we didn't have a 2nd round pick. We use that on Roquan Smith. That's fine. You want to add Roquan to that. Okay, cool. But Zay Flowers is the only guy that you're really excited about. Trenton Simpson, maybe. There's something there, maybe. But the rest of it, it's just we'll see. So it's nothing that you really be excited about. But because Lamar's here and the pick that they got in the 1st round, you can get real excited about that. You're not going to hit on every pick, especially if you're the Ravens. Yeah. But if you hit on those picks that you need to hit on, they needed to hit on another wide receiver if they're not going to get DeAndre Hopkins. Mm-hmm. And they did it. They got somebody that Lamar liked, that's showing a lot of potential, and to put him in this wide receiver room with OBJ and Rashad Bateman, a lot of potential there. And that is going to be the major difference there. Because the defense has one hole, right? At corner.
Yeah, I mean, look, they have a hole at edge.
Yes, yeah.
Because Owe hasn't been it. Tyus Bowser is a very good player, but Owe hasn't been it. I mean, personally, I know Ravens fans are very high on him. Personally, I don't expect much at all from David Ojabo. And they don't have any depth. So they did need to add there. I think they needed depth on the interior line as well. But yeah, I mean, it was one of the best defenses in the league last year. But yeah, in terms of the draft overall, when you're missing a second round pick, it's going to be a little underwhelming most of the time. They only had the 5 picks; they didn't have a pick in the second round. If you want to add in Roquan Smith, it looks a lot better, right? You got Zay and Roquan in the first 2 rounds, so
Yeah,
congrats.
yeah.
And I think that, honestly, I think that DeAndre Hopkins is probably still available. I think they're going to wait until after the rookies come to camp and teams can see, what they have in the guys they drafted, how happy they are with where they are at that point. I think you'll still see him get traded before the start of the season.
Yeah, yeah. Danny says, like, let's not give EDC too much because this draft was not hitting. Yeah. Glad he signed Lamar Odell, though. Yeah, listen, the draft doesn't have to be great, right? Like, it doesn't have to be great. You have to get what you need. You have to get the players that you need, whether it's through the draft, free agency, or whatnot, trades. Make sure you have a good offseason. Okay.
Yeah.
Overall, the draft is just all right. But if you get a star, if Zay Flowers turns out to be a star, you hit. Right? You hit. Nobody's gonna really worry about the rest of the draft.
Yeah.
Marcus says, don't sleep on Ojabo. He was on the field for like 10 snaps and strip sack Burrow. We still need to re-sign Houston, though.
I mean, that's great that he strip sacked Burrow. I mean,
you kind of contradicted yourself here. Don't sleep on Ojabo, but we need to sign Houston.
And again, listen, you don't need to sign Justin Houston. Let the man rest. He is old. It's a miracle you got the production out of him you did over the last couple of years. Go in another direction. There are plenty of edge rushers available.
Kiwi says it right here. Kiwi Woods says Frank Clark. That's an option.
Well, that's not an option for Baltimore, because he has a history of domestic violence.
Oh, that's right. We don't take people like that.
Zero tolerance unless your name is Terrell Suggs or something. But whatever. But no, I just you don't need to go back to JPP or Justin Houston. You can look towards the future like they did a corner signing Rock Ya-Sin. Don't go back to Marcus Peters. Go and get a younger guy, because even if Marcus Peters is can get it back, it's only going to be another year or two maybe.
Yeah.
So it's time to start letting those guys go, and that's been a Ravens problem for a long time, is hanging on to veterans too long.
Yeah. 100 people in here. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you are new, hit the subscribe button. If you are wondering where the super chat button is, don't worry about it. We got you covered. Right below B, $ LBHT Show. That's our Cash App. Also, the pin link that you see in the chat box will take you to our stream elements. Both ways, you leave a donation, leave your comment, and you get a nice animation right next to my face right there. That's how we do super chats over here. Oh man, Raven C's in the house. What's going on? Raven C says that's all you need from MP is a year or two.
You sure y'all gonna stop playing football in a couple of years?
Well, look, we're trying to. I hear what you're saying. That's what we were saying. You were talking about offline. We're trying to make a Super Bowl run now,
right? And what from Marcus Peters has you believing that he would contribute to that?
Well,
right?
Well, if we believe that wasn't the best that we've seen because he's coming off a major injury, and that a fully healed Marcus Peters will play this year. Yeah, I can understand that, right? But to your point, there might be better and younger options out there. Don't just rely on the people that do your due diligence. I'm not mad at this Rock Ya-Sin pickup. I was just making a point that I wouldn't be mad if they picked up Marcus Peters as well. Like, you can get both of them.
No, because there are limits to your roster, right? Like, you've got Marlon Humphrey, you've got Rock Ya-Sin, you've got Caillou Blue Kelly, you've got Brandon Stevens, you've got Williams, you've got Jalen Armour-Davis. That's 6 corners right there.
Okay, wait. So let me ask, because I mean, it depends on your perspective on this. How do you feel about Jalen Armour-Davis and Pepe Williams? Like, do you think they could be starters or major contributors at least?
I mean, are we talking about this year? I mean, I don't know about this year, but you drafted those guys in the 4th round. You have to give them time to develop. Otherwise, why did you draft them?
Now, I agree, and this is why I said I didn't want us drafting a cornerback at all, right? Because you keep wasting these picks, right? Instead of trading up, then develop your guys. Shaq Griffin is another one. Yes, you're right. Yeah, Agent E and Kiwi, you're both right. Shaq Griffin is another one. And we drafted Caillou Blue Kelly. That's another reason why it's like, okay, we don't need to go ahead and bring Marcus Peters back. Yeah.
Razy says, facts, Jose. JK came off an ACL tear. Usually takes the year after to be better at full speed. JK came back and played better than he played before the ACL, even if he wasn't 100%.
Boy,
Marcus Peters is old. And let's be real, it's not like he was a lockdown corner before.
No,
he was already losing a step before the injury.
Yeah. Now I'm kind of looking at both sides of this Raven C, right? But B does make a good point here. Like the thing that makes Marcus Peters attractive to teams is his playmaking ability, right? Because he whiffs on a lot of stuff. He definitely on tackles, right? He gets caught out of position a lot of times because he takes risks. But if he's not getting you that, right, then his value goes down. And just the fact that, look, we just drafted another corner. What round was that? 4th, 5th, Caillou Blue? 5th round. We drafted 2 corners in the 4th last year. We drafted a corner in the 3rd the year before.
Mm-hmm.
We can't keep sitting here saying, hey, this guy might, we gotta let him develop. Hey, this guy just needs a little time. And then we keep looking for somebody to start over them. That's 4 corners that we've drafted in the last, this year and in the 2 years previous. It's time to see what they have. And if we don't believe that those guys are going to be starters, right? Stop drafting. Stop drafting those guys late. Because out of all of them, I would think Stevens would have been the one that they looked at and said, hey, we got him in the 3rd round. He was raw, but we see starter potential. And yes, those guys will make mistakes early on because they're young. Mm-hmm. But if you really believe that they could be that good, then you have to let them play and make the adjustments out there on the field.
Yeah, what they're telling you with their moves is that they're ready to move on from Marcus Peters, right? Mm-hmm. Like I said, they drafted a couple corners last year. They drafted Stevens the year before that. They drafted a corner this year. They went out and they tried to sign Darius Slay at the beginning of free agency. They are telling you they think Marcus Peters is done.
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about Darius Slay. You're right.
I mean, right. They even tried to trade for Xavier Howard. They weren't going to keep all of them. Marcus was out.
Yeah. Man, well, what's going on? It says, Jose, tomorrow is Lamar's presser. Oh, Florio can't wait. But yes, look, I quote tweeted my Florio, that depressing tweet. It's been 5 days since Lamar agreed to a contract and there's no contract details. You sound so butthurt, Florio. You sound so butthurt. You were wrong. It's okay to just say, I got it wrong. I didn't think he was going to get it done, but he got it done, and congrats to him. That's it.
Yeah.
But he can't, but he's somebody, he likes bashing on players. This has always been Florio's shtick, by the way, from the time he was just a mere blogger. He loved just talking down about players, right? And he just he thinks players are just dumb in general, right? And for Lamar to pull this off, yeah, man, and Twitter's going at him, social media is going at him. He can't handle that. He's definitely that person that can dish it out but can't take it. Look at him. Of course he can't take it. Of course he can't take it. So he's trying to find some small win, and the small win will come in the form of, you see, this deal wasn't that much better than what he was offered last year. He could have taken this deal last year. So really he didn't win. He had to concede. Even if he conceded a little bit, he's the richest player in NFL history. So tell me how he didn't win. So did Hurts win? Because he got more than Hurts with the agent.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like what are we talking about? Like, he got his money. And if he continues to play well, guess what? He's going to get more and more and more money. All right. So what are you reading? Which one are you reading, B?
The T Sports Nobody, John Harbaugh wanted him out, and John Harbaugh is still running the show. As far as I didn't get a alert that that y'all hired Byron Leftwich or anything. I think John is still running things over there.
Trust me, I look for that alert every day. I will be the first to know. Blunts and Otters, what's going on? Says, how does Florio not understand that Lamar was eventually going to get a deal? Hate, man. When you're hating hard, it blinds you.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Okay. Now let's go over. Look, we're not the only ones with great news. Okay, over in Ravens Nation, Panthers Nation got some very good news last week too. Okay, they got their quarterback. All right. Oh, and we got a donation. That's what I'm talking about. Rave Kingdom, what's going on? He says, this Rave Kingdom, amazing stream. Thank you. Salute.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. B, let's talk about the Panthers draft for
Want to talk about the Panthers? I know y'all were a little underwhelmed with your draft, but you can come on down south a little bit and and join the party. Because Carolina, if you don't know, drafted. Let me wait. Hold up.
I got you.
Got it. There we go. Got it right. Drafted Bryce Young, number 1 overall, franchise quarterback, and arguably, we went over it, arguably the second best quarterback in the NFC already. Definitely winning that division now. They came back in the next round, in the second round at 39, and they drafted AJ Brown, or otherwise known as Jonathan Mingo, out of Ole Miss. Then I don't know if Hitterer went to lunch. One of his kids hopped on the phone. They got DJ Johnson. I was whatever. But then they followed that up with Chandler Zavala and Jamie Robinson out of FSU.
The price is right.
Yes, it is. This is Coach's guy right here, Mingo.
Go ahead, click on it.
Oh wow! See, now it's just moving.
Yes. Do you want me to click on it? I got it.
Oh my God!
I got you.
Oh, man. Yeah, but no, it was a very good draft. I think, other than the one pick I didn't particularly care for. We'll go ahead and show you the pick that I'm talking about. DJ Johnson. A super athletic linebacker / tight end / edge rusher who's best known for punching an Oregon State fan after the game.
Yeah, I was about to say, describe what, for our listeners.
Yeah.
Our podcast listeners.
So what happened is it looks like, to be fair to DJ, it looks like that fan said something to him, and the reports have said that he said something pretty nasty to him, and DJ walked up and tried to hit him in the back of the head, essentially, while they were walking off. Almost a LeGarrette Blount situation, but not quite. Yeah. But that's not my problem with it. If dude was walking up to you, getting in your face and talking all reckless after the game, then he gets what he gets. But my problem with it is he was not productive at any position. He's about to turn 25 and doesn't really know how to play any of the positions that at linebacker or edge or tight end where he spent some time. He's been in college since 2017, and I believe he had 8.5 sacks total for his career. And this is a thing that we've seen with Scott Fitterer, that he's obsessed with these uber athletic linebackers. They drafted a couple the previous year, and they just don't really tend to work out. I don't like drafting athletes rather than players. The skill is more important than the athletic ability. But we have a couple other clips here. This is Scott Fitterer talking about Chandler Zavala.
2 years ago, watching tape where he lines up right next to Icky, and they were just road grading people, and they're good friends. He's physical, he's smart, he's tough. He's everything that we want in the offensive line. The scouts liked him. Coach Campen, Coach Kugler, they had strong conviction on him. He's a guy that everybody wanted here. We just had to figure out the value. And then when we took him, guys from across the league were like, wow, that's a great pick. You could tell everyone was trying to keep him under the radar.
Zavala was a good pick. That's somebody that I was hoping the Ravens got.
Yeah, he played left guard. He was next to Ikwonu, who Carolina drafted last year to be their franchise left tackle. So they're kind of reuniting those guys. So everybody's really excited about that pick. And Carolina has some issues on the front line. They've got some injuries there. So he may actually be able to come in and play very early on. So pretty exciting to be able to get that guy as late as they were. I believe he was in the 5th round. And then we have just Frank Reich here talking about their skill group. It's not specifically about Jonathan Mingo, but about their kind of philosophy on offense.
To just echo what Scott said, we were all talking about Bryce and the kind of point guard, distribute the ball type mentality. Listen, in the history of what we've done schematically, you can ask all the skill guys that we've been around. We distribute the ball around. We spread it out. We spread it around. We want to use multiple formations, personnel groups. You can never have enough playmakers. That's a big deal. What I'm super excited about our skill room.
If you didn't know, he was talking about Mr. OTR Mike right there in that clip. What's going on, Mikey?
Mike?
Man, I saw some punches and stuff. I thought I was late from rankings.
Check your audio. Make sure your mic is connected. Okay. I hear a little echo.
Yeah. Jesus.
So that's just Frank Reich talking about kind of how they intend to run the offense, spreading the ball around to a lot of different targets. They went out and they got Adam Thielen, they got DJ Chark, they got Hayden Hurst, and now adding Jonathan Mingo, which was a mild surprise after day one. David Tepper was talking about maybe you don't really need top tier wide receivers if you have the elite quarterback, and maybe they can save a little money there. And so I was very concerned, but very happy to see them go with Mingo with that first pick. And if you don't know what he means or what he's talking about when he says you have that elite quarterback, because a lot of people are down on Bryce Young just because they have to look down on him. He's a little short, he's a little slight, but he has all of the instincts. He has athletic ability. I mean, it's not Anthony Richardson level athleticism, but he has more than enough athletic ability. And I think most people have probably seen this play, but I wanted to show it off, just show it off anyway, because it was Bryce Young made a fantastic play here in a big moment for Alabama against Texas.
Young under pressure, Bryce contained. Young runs it. Young, first down and more. What a play by the Heisman Trophy winner, Bryce Young. A 19-yard gain.
Executed. They had it. And Ryan Watts, the transfer from Ohio State, misses the tackle. Boom. Young dips under. Look at him. He goes down. Dips in towards the line of scrimmage. And then he's outside. Oh, the flexibility, athleticism, the awareness, understanding, and he never.
So yeah, like they're saying in the clip, the awareness to see that guy, to be able to react that quickly, to get out of the way and still have the wherewithal to get out of the pocket and make the play in a huge moment in the game. It's a lot of the things that you kind of look for, the intangibles when you're looking for your starting quarterback, and Bryce Young has all that, and obviously to go along with the arm, the accuracy, the anticipation, the football IQ. So things are definitely looking up in Carolina. They also, at the end of the draft, came back and they got a dude from Florida State.
Hey, Caleb has a problem with that highlight. He said you could have shown a different play from a different game.
Probably could have, but I didn't. When they got a safety out of Florida State, Jamie Robinson. So we see here just a few of his metrics. This deserved catch percentage. It's the number or percentage of targets as the primary defender the receiver caught or dropped the ball. So he was kind of well under the national average there. National average being 74%. He only allowed 55%. Hand on ball percentages, like it sounds like him getting a hand on the ball, kind of breaking up the pass. He's right up, a little bit under the national average there. And the one I particularly like, he's one of the best on this list, is the broken or missed tackle percentage. He looks like a pretty sure tackler for the position.
Yeah.
So I think overall, a really, really solid class for Carolina. I don't like the fact that they traded up into the third round to take a guy who didn't really have a whole lot of production, doesn't really look like he is going to be able to hold down that position in the near future.
Mikey, what do you think of Bryce Young? How do you feel about that pick for the Panthers?
I mean, I like it. Is my audio better?
Yes.
Okay. I like it. As I said on Coach's Show, man, I appreciate teams that are aggressive. They had their eye on a particular person and they went and got him. So he's a little slight, he's a little slight in build, But he appears to be a gamer. He's been in some big situations at Alabama. So I like the kid.
Yeah. Now, B made a mention that he could possibly be the second best quarterback in the NFC. The NFC is looking down right now. Now he hasn't taken a snap yet, but Chad, I want your opinion. Right? How do you feel about Bryce Young? And think about the quarterbacks in the NFC. If you have a high opinion of Bryce Young, like we do, where would you preseason rank him among quarterbacks in the NFC? Oh, and shout out to Marco G. Marco G, before I get to yours, I almost forgot. Our guy Hendo made a $20 donation. Appreciate you. Says
Thank you.
to the best Ravens and Panthers show out here running these YouTube streets. Thank you.
Appreciate that. But we're probably the only one too, right?
Right. I don't think anybody else double dips like that. And Marco G, salute to you. Says Panthers and Bryce Young will face CJ Stroud and AR-15 next season. Ooh,
Yes.
it's got to be nationally televised. Must see. I agree. Where do you guys preseason? This is a early and reckless ranking / prediction. Where do you rank Bryce Young among NFC quarterbacks? Think about who's out there. Obviously, Jalen Hurts is number 1. Number 2, I got Dak.
Yeah, no. Realistically, Dak is number 2 in the NFC. I'm still not on speaking terms with Dak after I was defending him and that performance that he put on in the playoffs. But yeah, he's the number 2 quarterback in the NFC. But it gets pretty dicey after that, I'll tell you.
Mikey, where would you have him?
So I just did my B Google search. Yeah, man, this list is pretty. This list is ugly, right? And you don't realize how ugly it is until you start looking at it. I mean, here's a quick. NBC Sports has the top 16. Sam Howell at 16, Ritter 15, Jordan Love 14, Andy Dalton 13, and he's gonna be Bryce's backup. Baker Mayfield at 12, Daniel Jones 11, Purdy at 10, Jared Goff 9, Kirk Cousins 8, Geno 7, Derek Carr 6, Justin Fields 5, Dak 4, Kyler Murray 3, Matt Stafford 2, Jalen Hurts 1.
We got the 2 broke boys at 2nd and 3rd there. Like, what's going on with that?
They put Derek Carr ahead of Geno?
Yeah.
I ain't doing that.
Well, I mean, look, Derek has years of performance. Gino's only done it for 1 season.
Yeah, but it was a hot season.
That list is ugly, man. Look, he got a chance to crack this top 5 to 7.
I was gonna say he ain't gonna meet 8 and below.
Yeah.
Daniel Franklin says 4 to 5 easily. Living Legend says 4. Let's see who else we got here. MDT Sports says Bryce Young is 3rd. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Buck says probably top 5. All right. Now Buck is a Cardinals fan, but where do you rank Kyler? I don't put Kyler. I mean, Kyler. Who knows what he's gonna play? He probably won't play until the end of the season. So I'm not putting him on any list right now because he's probably gonna miss the majority of the season. I would say. So I would take him off this list because we're just talking about this upcoming year. Mm-hmm. Living Big with Big Red says 4th. Okay, all right.
And sorry, Nanny, that is Kobe Bryant and Nipsey Hussle. Sorry.
What Danny say?
Yes, who's that behind me? That's Kobe Bryant and.
Oh, okay,
and
yeah. Marcus says I take Young over Cousins, Carr, Goff, but not Hurts or Dak. Fair.
I would take him over Dak, but I understand what you mean. Like you can't say he's a better player than Dak right now. Dak's been a very good player in the NFL. I just don't have any confidence left in Dak at all. Kyler is 19th and Hendo is disrespectful.
Where do you? Oh, okay. Bunch of Otters wants to know where's Bryce Young ranked among Alabama QBs.
Are there any other ones?
Tua.
I know. I very much know about Tua. I would put him first, probably, honestly.
Yeah. Who asked the question earlier? It had to be a joke. Who would you take, Bryce Young or
Mac
Mac
Jones?
Jones?
Yeah, I saw that.
That was Blunt to Oddish. Yeah, it was you. Mac Jones is gonna be fighting for his position too, because didn't they draft they drafted Malik Cunningham?
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to be any kind of fight.
I think it might be. Let's see what else we got here. Young is surrounded by great QB coaches. Yes. Yep. We have to factor that into Reich, McCown, etc. That's a huge deal. And Jim Caldwell.
I know. Ravens fan forgetting Caldwell. Damn.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think he set up for success, man. Which is why I kind of wanted them to take a chance on Anthony Richardson, right? Because I think he has a higher ceiling.
Yeah.
But
it is what it is.
You cannot be mad at Bryce Young.
Not at all.
All right. So, Mikey, we didn't get your thoughts on the draft, but we're going to circle back to that in a second. But it's time to move over to some NBA action. B cannot wait. He wanted to start the show with this. Look at the smiles. Look at this. Look at the jovial look on his face.
Hendo, we sent you the link. Hop on, man. Let's talk about it.
Okay, so I guess we'll start with the Lakers and Warriors. Okay, I wish I would have clipped this coach's show on Monday. We were taking our picks on who was going to win, because I did say it all depends on how AD plays. Anthony Davis, street clothes, Mr. Glass, like we all like. There's all kinds of jokes about him. Hey, if he grimaces, that's 2 weeks. I mean, all those jokes. But there was something that happened in the last series against the Grizzlies. It was in that elimination game. I can't remember if he was trying to get a block or something. Like he jammed his finger, and I saw him grab it, and he grimaced his face, and I was just like, he might be coming out. He didn't take himself out the game. He sucked it up. He finished the game, and I was like, this is a turning point.
You know what's real messed up, man? Like we all talked down on Anthony Davis about getting hurt and everything. But he's nowhere near the most fragile player in the league. He's not the most fragile star in the NBA. I mean, the dude who gets dressed in the other locker room took like 3 years off. And Kawhi Leonard.
I thought you was going somewhere else with that.
Is because of Kawhi.
I thought you were going to go with this. He stomped his soul out.
I thought he was going to say Chris Paul, but
no. Listen. I said star.
So, okay. Well, look, Big Red says CP3. Malik says Kawhi. Yeah, but you know why? You know why Kawhi gets a pass? Because he won a ring.
Anthony Davis won a ring.
Kawhi was the guy on that team. Anthony Davis wasn't the guy.
Anthony Davis was great in that run. All right.
Now
he's the champion. Respect it.
But that's why Kawhi gets a pass. And he preempted all of these attacks with load management. Okay. He said, I'm not hurt. This is load management.
No. Because it started before he started talking about load management. You remember he had a thigh issue in San Antonio that just kept him out forever.
Yeah, but then he won after that. And they're like, load management. Like you gotta know how to manage him. So Kawhi got 2 rings. You're right, Marco G. And he was an MVP. He was an MVP of that.
Yeah, he was the MVP. Blah blah blah. But we're gonna kind of try to cheapen AD's ring.
But he wasn't the guy. He wasn't the guy on that team. He won MVP, yes, but like he wasn't the guy.
Yeah, he won MVP like Iguodala won MVP.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, because it's a great time for a reminder. Hendo's guy Steph Curry only has 1 Finals MVP.
Yeah, he got 4 rings though.
Yeah, he does. LeBron has 4 and he has 4 Finals MVPs.
Yeah. I mean, nobody's comparing any of these guys to LeBron, are we?
I mean, no. I saw a chart and it had those 2 guys next to each other and it was listing stuff. So
NDT Sports says my Warriors winning. Let's go. NDT.
Winning what?
Listen, I think this is going to be the best series of the playoffs. I think this might decide the championship.
Mm-hmm.
This might decide it.
I'm gonna tell you this, MGT, and granted, look, it's anybody's guess how likely this is to happen. But if AD plays the way he played yesterday, y'all are not winning anything.
Look, they had a chance to win that game. They
did, and they lost.
And this is the problem. Look, but this is the problem with the Lakers. They do this, right? Like they take the foot off the gas down the stretch, and they just had these moments where it's just like they don't know what to do.
I don't know, man. The Warriors do that to everybody. That's what happens when you shoot the three like that. But like I said, they're not going to have three guys hitting 6 threes again. They shot over their average in terms of makes and percentage. They're not going to do that all series. They had to have that. Like losing that game last night was bad for Golden State, I think.
Michael G says Dylan Brooks is better than LeBron. Dylan Brooks, who was informed that he would not be returned to the team under any circumstances. Do you know how much a team has to dislike you to put that last part on there?
That's messed up how they did Dylan.
You know how much they have to not like you to announce that at all?
Under any circumstances? Like nobody
I hope he take a team-friendly deal and sign with the Lakers or some other team that's Memphis their rival, and he just bust them up.
Think about this. Or something. Think about this. If they said the Grizzlies won't be bringing back Dylan Brooks, that's enough. Nobody's going to follow up with, is there any circumstance where you would bring him back? Who was going to ask that follow up?
What if? No, nobody was going to. That question wasn't coming.
No, nobody was going to ask that. They just wanted him to know that they hate his guts. That's yes, just Aloe. Bringing back D'Angelo Russell was a great move by the Lakers.
Absolutely.
Although, man, he's got to be a little more consistent too, man.
He's got to be more consistent, but he played well yesterday. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was sort of involved.
He said, "Dylan Brooks and Shanghai Sharks."
But yeah. I think the way that game played out, I don't think it looked very good for the Warriors.
Okay. All right. Mikey, how you feel about the game in the series?
Man, look, I sided with the Lakers slightly on Coach's Show just because I would like to see LeBron get another one. But I said it on Coach's Show. This is going to be the best series in the playoffs. And it's going to ruin the rest of the playoffs because this is headed to a 6-7 game series. I think it'll be drag out. I think, it's the most star-studded series that we have right now. I think we're just going to see great basketball. So, I think they'll go back and forth. Lakers stole one, on home on Golden State's home floor, which they are great at home. But LeBron and them seem to be, again, on Coach's Stream. We talked about the playoffs and, the Lakers getting in and the Lakers coming in as a 6 seed or whatever they are, 7, whatever.
7.
Like, that's dangerous for any team, right? So AD looks to be playing and he's healthy. LeBron seems to be playing at a high level. They're going to be a problem. But I do think this is the best series left, and it's going to ruin the rest of the playoffs because whoever makes the finals, it's just going to be, they're playing them. But I do think the winner of this series will go to the finals.
Okay. Now, if you guys are in the chat, you see the link I just dropped in there. Don't be afraid to click on that link. That is the link to our meet and greet August 4th. Okay. Get your tickets now. All right. That's where you can go get the tickets. It's going to be food and drinks included. We'll have some music playing there. We're going to be giving away prizes. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Man, Mr. J in the chat hating.
Mr. J says LeBron is helping put playing at a high level is a tad bit much. He's not playing at a high
He
level.
is, but he's playing at a very high level. I mean, he had 21, 11, and 4, man. Like, and a few blocks. I don't know how many blocks he ended up with.
But he's not doing it all. Okay,
Mr. J is mad because, and I feel him on this, because my man took 8 threes and made one of them. and he's, what is it, like, I don't know, 4 for his last 60 or something like that. Like, he need to stop shooting that. But he's playing at a high level.
He's playing at a high level, and he's 38 years old. Yeah. Like, let's not forget that he's 38. You don't see this often as somebody his age playing like this. And real quick, it is a travesty that he didn't have one MVP vote. I think I heard or read.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
I didn't like that. Look, I mean, congratulations to Embiid. I'm not going to say he didn't deserve it, but it should have been Jokic again. But Jokic didn't get it because they didn't want to give it to him 3 straight years.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
Speaking of Jokic, DeAndre has a great question. No respect for Denver. I do respect Denver. I think Denver. Listen, this might be a sweep, right? Phoenix looks like they had nothing for Denver. Nothing. I don't know if they get a game.
I think they'll get a game. I think you've got Booker and Durant. I think they can go crazy one day. I mean, they haven't played at home yet, right?
Excuse me.
What,
the Durant that just got swept last year with his best friend?
Yeah. No,
you think he can't get swept? I think he.
I didn't say he can't get swept. I said I don't think he's going to get swept. I think because listen. He got swept last year by Boston, who is a serious franchise with serious players and serious goals.
So
Denver are much closer to Phoenix than they are to Boston.
This Boston team hasn't won anything.
No. What I'm saying, and I didn't want to use this word, but now you're pushing me. Denver are frauds. Right? They're not championship contenders. They're a great regular season team who's not really a threat in the playoffs.
They look like it so far.
They haven't played anybody yet.
They played who's in front of them.
Yeah, that's cool, but they haven't played anybody yet.
Man, I respect Denver, DeAndre. I respect them.
Yeah, they all right. I don't trust them. I don't trust them. But I mean, look, do I think they can make some noise? Of course. Like the Joker is a beast.
Yes.
But I just think up against either one of these teams, Golden State or LA, I think they lose. But they are they're a good team, man. I just don't trust them to be, to get over the hump to be winning the championship. But no diss to them.
That's not nice, Daniel.
Dan said, so there are NBA version of the
They are almost exactly like that, right? Because Lamar is Jokic, and then the rest of the Ravens are the rest of the Nuggets.
We'll see. Look, they're going to be in the conference championships at least.
MDT says, Brodny asked LeBron not to flop. Draymond Green plays for you, right? And Curry and all the rest of them. We won't call them what they are, but the rest of them dudes.
Ask Draymond not to do that. Okay? Can we ask Draymond not to hop off of somebody's chest?
What's going on? We got NBA expert Chris just joking in the chat. What's going on, man?
What's up, Chris? Salute to you, man.
What up, Chris?
Buck says bet B is happy CP3 is out for game 3 to 5.
I'm not happy whenever anybody gets hurt. That's not a thing.
No. Listen, the jabs that he takes at Chris Paul, that's just like he doesn't have anything personal against him. That's fan talk, right? He doesn't wish.
I have something personal against him, but I just don't want him to get hurt. That's not a thing.
I
have something against him on the court. I don't think he's a bad person.
That's what I'm saying. Personal. It's not personal. Like this. He doesn't wish harm on anybody. You know. And listen, B's not that type of person. He wants you out there for the humiliation. Okay. B wants Chris Paul healthy for this sweep that they're about to get.
Chris Paul been riding them injury excuses for like 25 years now, man.
Julian says, as a Dubs fan, I'm worried that either Dubs or Lakers will be exhausted and injured by the time the series ends, and Denver will clean up easy. Listen, these guys are well conditioned for the playoffs. This, especially LeBron. I mean, this is, he's rested. He rested a good chunk of the season for this run. I don't think that's going to be an issue.
Yeah.
And AD's been resting for like 3 years, so he needs to be fresh, and he's playing like it.
Just hating on AD, man. Like, we gotta leave him alone. He put the team on his back yesterday.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think about the New York Knicks and the Miami Heat?
It's tied up right now. Shout out to our guy OTR Brandon, who is a diehard Knicks fan. Shout out to Ferris, who's also a diehard Knicks fan. I know they're excited about that, tying it up. That could also be a 7-game series. Yeah,
could be. I thought it was really shaky playing them without Jimmy Butler. They got some terrible officiating and barely got out of there with the win. But that wasn't great. But Julius Randle showed up to play, so that's a big plus for them if he can keep that up. And the Knicks are a very talented team. I'm not sure if they have the fortitude to run through a Jimmy Butler-led Heat team, though.
Yeah, I think it's a good series, man. I mean, I would like to see Jimmy healthy. I don't know how long he's out for. Hopefully it's not much longer.
Luckily for them, they don't play again until Saturday.
Good. So he gets some rest. But yeah, I was watching the game early on, and I'm like, wait, man, the Knicks looking a little shaky without Jimmy on the floor.
Just gonna let Johnson.
But yeah, they looked a little shaky, but they pulled it off, man.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good series. I think both teams are they kind of built similar, so we'll see. I don't. I gotta get Jimmy back though. I want to see Jimmy back, but I do think Jimmy healthy. He's on a mission, and man, Jimmy is he's being a problem right now.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah. Did we cover everybody? Did we miss? Are we missing a series?
Boston and Philly, who are playing right now.
Is Embiid back?
Yeah, he back tonight.
All right, listen, man. This is gonna be a critical game for them. It's 1-1 in that series too.
Right? That's 1-0, isn't it?
1-0.
1-0. Okay.
Philly's up 1-0.
All right. Oh, so if they get this one, Boston's in some trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Boston's up, so it's 20-18.
Oh, it's early.
They were, man. The game one, they were up. They looked pretty comfortable. They had a comfortable lead, and then Harden got hot. So
I think we all know where this is going, and James Harden is playing it beautifully to set it up for that game 7 where he chokes it all away.
Where he disappears. And then Embiid will have beef going forward.
It would be wonderful if James would just disappear. He actively works against his teams in game 7s.
All right, real quick, chat. Who do y'all see getting to the finals? Okay, I mean, we still have the conference finals to go, but who do you guys see in the finals? I think we could see Lakers versus Philly. That's gonna be my pick. Lakers versus Philly. All right, and then this could be AD's redemption. Okay, playing against Embiid and getting the best of that matchup, getting a second ring, get AD back in that conversation amongst the other big men in the league. Okay, because that's where he belongs if he, toughen up a little bit. So, who y'all picking? I know you're picking Lakers. B. Who are the Lakers playing?
It's going old school. It's Lakers and Celtics.
Okay, Mikey, who you got?
Yeah, I gotta agree with B. But I will say this: this is my not so fast pick.
I feel you, LBT Sports.
If Jimmy comes back healthy, and I mean soon, right? like within the next game or two. He got to be back. Miami sneaks into the finals. You heard it here first. You heard it. Don't act like I haven't been right on my not so fast. Don't act like I haven't been right. Miami sneaks in, and they face the Lakers. Raven Ron, there you go. Raven Ron said it.
Okay, all right. Chris says everyone waiting on my expert opinion, so here it goes. Celtics versus Nuggets. Oh, okay. Mr. Shock says Lakers, Knicks. Okay, all right. Mr. J says Lakers and Sixers if Embiid is healthy. Just Alice says Lakers versus Sixers is also old school. Yeah. Called you Mike Corso. Big Red says Denver versus the Knicks. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
If the Knicks made it to the NBA Finals, New York fans would be insufferable. All right.
They already are.
Yeah. Does versus Celtics rematch. Okay. All right. Look, we're going to get ready for bonus time, and then we're going to start up the overtime show. We'll talk about that in a second. But first, we got to get a word from our sponsors. Ourselves. Yes. Look, let's take this down for a second. All right. Look, patreon.com. I know you saw it at the bottom. I know you guys want to know more about it. Some of you guys probably already went there already. Okay. Patreon.com/LBHT Show. That's how you can support the show even further. Oh, salute to Hendo over there on Facebook with the like. Appreciate that. Look, I told you guys the price was going up. It went up a little bit, just a tiny bit. Still affordable, okay? No more $3 tier. If you're on a $3 tier now, you can stay at that tier, and the price won't go up for you. Your grandfathered in.
Don't cancel.
Don't cancel.
Don't do it.
Don't cancel. But it went up to $5. Okay, so it's still a nominal fee. You get a lot for that, and we have some other awesome tiers. B's going to tell you about those tiers real quick.
Yes, I guess now the $5 tier is kind of a general support tier, but also gets you into the Pick'em League that we do every season during the NFL season. We give away a custom LBHT trophy. This past season, we kind of transition that over to a plaque. Hendo loves to show off. I guess congratulations to him. That's
our
great.
Previous champions. Yep. There you go. Salute. Okay.
I mean, mine is right here if y'all were wondering.
Yeah. Right in the back there. Yep, there it is.
But yeah, so we have that for the $5 tier. For the $10 tier, we have the LBHT Crew coin that Jose has, as well as entrance into our fantasy football leagues. We have a dynasty league where we play for the custom championship belt. This is the one we gave out last year. It's going to be a different belt this season, going to be a little upgraded. This one went out to Buck as he won the inaugural season of our dynasty league. We also have a redraft league, and if there's enough interest there, we can kind of convert that over to a dynasty league as well. And then we have the $20 tier, which is a combined tier for this show and our boxing podcast that we do with OTR Mike, a Ring Kings podcast, where we give away a custom poker set featuring our top 25 fighters of all time. So definitely go ahead and check that out. Hit that subscribe button and check out that series. It's a 5-part series that we did a while back now, but it was a lot of fun. So that's the $20 tier. And then we have the $60 tier, which is the creator tier. If you are a new YouTuber or thinking about joining YouTube, we kind of help you along with avoiding some of the common pitfalls that YouTubers go through, that we went through. And just giving you a consultation with ourselves, OTR Mike, and Hendo from the Rogue Pod, going over your channel and just giving advice on how to your best content strategy, how to build a community, things like that. We also have our monthly Q&A videos. You get access to our content creators channel in our Discord. where you can ask questions to everybody in there and get some advice. And we have our collaborators channel as well, where we recommend professionals that we've worked with, graphic designers, editors, things like that. I think that is all. Am I missing anything there?
No, you got everything. That it's a lot. So listen, you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, right? And you want some guidance. That's a great. Look at that coin. Look how shiny that is. You can get that for just for the $10 tier. Okay, for the $10 tier. But if you're looking for some help, you're looking for some advice. Listen, 3 guys here with a lot of experience plus Hendo, a lot of experience through this. Even if you just want to sign up for a month to get that help, I think it's well worth it. Compared to some of these other people out here. Good Lord, check that out. But also, look, $5 for just $5. If you have $5 in your pocket right now, go sign up. Okay, sign up to our Discord. Once you're in, you're in. We don't kick anybody out. So if later on you say, hey, a little too rich for my blood, or I need that $5 this week. I need a Snickers in my in my belly. That's fine. Okay, you're in the Discord. You're in. Okay, but look, great way to keep the conversation going after the show. Or days where the chat is just too live and there's too much going on. We can't read every comments like we used to. You can have that conversation going in the Discord as well, right? Also, the overtime show, like B mentioned, that's going to happen here soon. Okay, we're going to start bonus time here in a minute, and we're going to do the overtime show. What are we talking about today? Oh, look at that guy right here! Look at that, Jackson Mahomes. Up to no good. He's been a bad boy, right? Jackson Mahomes needs to be banned from every Kansas City Chief function, all Kansas City Chief facility, anything that has a Kansas City Chief sticker on it, he needs to be banned. And he needs to stay far away from Patrick Mahomes. Okay?
Also, just the public in general, I think.
And the public in general, yes. He will single-handedly bring one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time down. Okay, we cannot let this man just roam freely. Okay, but we'll be discussing that, and we have a little fantasy football draft. This is a small, quick defensive player draft to wrap up our off season, and that will be fun. Yes. He is a menace. He's a menace. Okay, fire it up. Bonus time. Let's go. Let's look. We got a few minutes. Put any you want to bring up some more Ravens talk? Like we started the show, we can do that. You want to go in a different direction? We can do that. Oh, also, I gotta plug this LBHTShow.com/shop. Go ahead over there and check out the merch. Okay, you like what me and B are wearing? Go ahead over there, and we got a ton of things over there. Also, I failed to mention too, right here, right below my name, LBHTShow.com. Go there, and once you go there, after about 5 seconds, it's going to be a nice green pop-up that asks you for your email. Okay, you want to sign up for that. Okay, we're going to start a newsletter here in the future, but it's important for when we have announcements. We're going to put out the schedule for everybody because, we tell you guys constantly, go subscribe here, check out the show on this day. And it's a lot to remember. Okay. So the newsletter is going to help with that. Okay. We'll send out it'll be just once a week. We're not going to spam you or anything like that. Once a week, I had the lineup for everybody's stuff. If there's something breaking, like we're going to stream, like Lamar just signed and we want to do a live stream. You'll get a notification right there in your email. So you're not relying on YouTube because YouTube notifications are not great. So if you can do us a quick favor, everybody that's listening, everybody that's watching, go to LBHTShow.com. And if you wouldn't mind, please put your email in there and sign up for our newsletter. And that will be coming out in the near future. Not right away, but in the near future. Thank you. And we appreciate that. All right, look. It is bonus time. Let me get that fired up. Bonus time. We'll be here for a few minutes, and then we will go over to the overtime show. Just Allo wants to know, how embarrassed do you think Pat Mahomes is you know Jackson is beyond jealous of Pat. We'll give him a little teaser. We're going to talk about this in the overtime show. I don't think he's jealous. I think he's just being a spoiled rich kid that's just riding off the success of his rich brother.
Yeah. And in terms of how embarrassed Pat is, probably extremely, but he's in that situation now. You know, I don't know. Look, I'm not going to say that he doesn't love his brother. He doesn't love I think they're married now, his wife. But man, every time I've seen a picture of him and those two are there, my man looks like he's trying to get away.
Right.
Facts. If they don't be careful, his wife gonna be like that Russell Wilson meme with his first wife.
Well, she'd probably be okay with that. He got paid already. So
yeah. Will G wants to know. I wanted to talk to you guys about that newsletter. If I can help you guys by
help you by you guys helping me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. Absolutely. SB Cam says, I think he likes him. I don't think he likes him. Oh, I don't think he likes him.
I mean, maybe not. Maybe not.
He looks like he looks like the super annoying little brother. Like you can tell.
You can love him and not like him. You know,
absolutely.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. Okay, now this was brought up earlier. One session says, did you guys see the interview that Florio had with EDC? We did not see it, but we heard EDC let him know. Look, I'm gonna tell you guys this. When this is why it's so important for Lamar to hold his ground and really make the team commit in an uncomfortable way, right? Commit so much money that they have no choice but to have your back 1,000%. Okay. Mm-hmm. They had his back before, but they really have his back now. They are riding for him now. They have talked themselves. They say the mantra every day. Lamar Jackson, best quarterback in the league. Lamar Jackson, best quarterback in the league. They tell themselves that every day. So they're ready to go to war for him every day with anybody. And Florio is the first victim, right? I haven't seen the interview yet, but I'm sure he let Florio know, look, when these cameras go off, I'm going to slap you. I'm going to open hand slap you. Don't you ever talk about my quarterback ever again.
I saw the interview, man. It was good to see and hear EDC's perspective of how things were going on, but he definitely let it be known that not only was Lamar one of the players that he dealt with, not only was Roquan one of the players that he dealt with without an agent. He said it's been 3 players that he negotiated with. I don't know the third play. He didn't say, but but he said Lamar is very good agent. He doesn't like Lamar the agent. He likes Lamar the player better. But so he was pretty candid, you know what I mean? But I think Florio tried to draw him into saying something and he didn't bite on it. So
yeah. Just how it says, EDC is so happy. You could tell he spent $260 million on Lamar, and you would think he won the lottery, not Lamar. Oh, yeah. He's glad this whole thing is over. He's glad. He has to be. Sorry, a little fly got on my face there. No, he's got to be relieved. So relieved that this whole thing is behind him. He's got his quarterback because, man, the implications of not re-signing Lamar. He definitely didn't want his name tied to that. So, yes, he is very happy right now. They're all happy, right? They didn't want, Bashadi didn't want to give up the money, but at the end of the day, once you pay it, you got your quarterback. Fans are happy. I'm sure season tickets are being sold at a higher rate now, right? Despite somebody in our comments want to argue with us that fans had nothing to do with this, that, the threat of not re-upping on season tickets had nothing to do with them making a decision, not even a little bit. We have 3 people in the chat and in the comments that said that they are season ticket holders and they have been called about the season tickets, and they said that they're holding out for Lamar to see what happens with Lamar Jackson. Don't tell me that didn't factor into them trying to get this deal done sooner rather than later.
And go watch the EDC interview, because he mentioned that. He mentioned they asked him the reason behind signing somebody like OBJ and getting Lamar done. And did OBJ, was that a olive branch to Lamar? And he said, no, not really. But he said we factored in all of that, right? And one of the things that he mentioned was jersey sales, seats, all of that, ticket sales, all of that. So he mentioned that all of these things, those are things that they think about when they making these moves. So yeah, that we'll
Of
pay those.
course, they thought about their bottom line, right?
Yeah.
Of course, when they're calling people who usually re-up on their tickets and say, "Hey, you gonna re-up this year?" and they're like, "Hey, what you gonna do with Lamar though?" Of course, if you get enough of those responses, that's gonna be brought up in the next meeting.
Mhm.
Hey, boss, we had like 8 more people say they're waiting on Lamar before they re-up on their season tickets. We had 10 the other day. You think that doesn't factor into their their decision making? Of course it does. This is a business.
Yeah.
Right. What you gonna say, B?
No. Just that of course, like you said, they're factoring all that in, and fan reaction or the temperature of the fan base. What people are saying on social media, like it's not saying, hey, it's the only thing that matters, and you can force the team to do whatever you want, but it absolutely factors in. I mean, listen, I don't think that the 4th string Tim Tebow got inserted over the 2nd and 3rd stringers because the coach mid-game realized he was wrong. I think it had something to do with all the fans screaming for Tebow.
Look, this right here. 410 Easy says, yes, called and emailed more than they usually do. I wasn't paying for mine till they re-signed them. So are you a season ticket holder? Right? Like, I mean, this is another example right here, right? Like people don't want to pay for a bad product. Of course, I don't want to pay for a season that I think is going to be terrible. Right? I need to know if we're going to sign my quarterback or not.
And I was going to say, even more than just being bad, you don't want to pay to stick with the team that you feel like betrayed you.
Exactly.
Like, you have this guy who, if we're being honest, means more to the city of Baltimore than just playing football.
Yes.
He's in the community. The fans in Baltimore love him. And if you're just going to let him go because, hey, we didn't want to give him a few extra million, that's not going to sit well with people.
Right. Yeah. One session says, very true, fellas. This whole saga made me really question if the Ravens even cared about winning anymore, and not signing Lamar would have made it really hard to sell that they are a serious organization. Yeah, and I think I think they just didn't believe Lamar would hold his ground.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Of course they cared, but they just thought he'll crack before we will, and he didn't. And that's why things moved super quick. They got OBJ in here real quick, right? They got Lamar to agree to the deal. They drafted Zay Flowers. Everything turned around real fast when it needed to happen.
Yeah.
Danny says 4 more likes to 100. Hit the like button, kings and queens. Appreciate it. Yes, hit that like button if you haven't done so already. If you are new, hit that subscribe button. We're gonna read a couple more and we're gonna get out of here. I did want to mention real quick in some other NFL news over in the Jets. Okay, the new and improved Jets with A-Rod. Today they signed his best friend Randall Cobb. In a shocking move. Nobody was shocked by that. That was one of his demands. Does Randall Cobb and Alan Lazard make a difference on that team?
Yeah, I think they do. Alan Lazard's a decent receiver. He's not great. Randall Cobb is kind of that security blanket for Aaron, so that's going to make a difference for him just having Randall there. But they were, I don't want to say thin at receiver. They've got Garrett Wilson, who looks like he's going to be an absolute star. But they had Elijah Moore, who was not happy there, and they traded him away. They had Corey Davis, who's been underperforming since they signed him. He may or may not make the team this year. So they did have to, replace some of those guys. They also went out and got Mecole Hardman. So I think as a group, Lazard, Hardman, Cobb, bringing in all those guys is going to make a difference for the offense. They're just going to have more options to go to. Everybody gets down to the bottom of their depth chart at some point in the season, right? Like you're out there throwing to the fifth receiver, and you don't really want to be throwing it to him. But if that guy is Randall Cobb versus, I don't mean any disrespect to this guy, but it's just the first name that came into my head, Shamar Bridges or something like that. It's going to make a difference for you, in those games.
Yeah, and it's the best. This is the best wide receiving group or room he's had, if not ever, in a long time. So I think they help. I don't know how many wide receivers he gonna need, but I agree with you. Somebody, they must be getting ready to move on from somebody. Maybe it's Corey Davis. Maybe he saved Corey Davis's career. Corey Davis shows flashes sometimes. So maybe somebody like A-Rod will help there. But yeah, I think that room is pretty deep there right now.
I just hope that Lazard and Cobb don't take A-Rod's focus away from their best wide receiver, right? I hope it's not one of those things where it's like, yeah, Garrett Wilson, yeah, you're nice and all, but these are my guys,
Yeah, and we know how he feels about young receivers. We've seen how he treated Watson early on.
Yeah,
but
because Garrett Wilson, he's young, but he's kind of established himself a little bit. Like he's not like just some guy that he has to prove himself. Like he's a little bit established. Garrett Wilson come in there and be like, look, you gonna get me the ball.
He'll learn quick what he got though.
I forgot about this guy. Chris says free Mims. Mims is free to walk the hell out of that facility whenever he wants. All right.
They gonna let somebody. They gotta let somebody go because
they let
trash.
Go.
He's trash.
Is he not?
Man, no, I don't know if he's trash. He'd have
been the man on this team last year.
That's what they thought in New York.
Yeah.
All right.
My man out here putting up Prochet numbers.
Yeah, NET Sports says this is the first time Lamar Jackson has wide receivers. Yeah. So, then we'll see. We'll see how this team is put together. Like Raven Ron said earlier, there'll be no excuses. But I'm going to correct him. He said no excuses for Lamar, but it's going to be no excuses for that whole staff. All right. If Lamar doesn't play well, the team's not going to win. If the team's not going to win, the coach ain't staying. Right. That whole coaching staff will be gone. And EDC, he may not be fired, but his seat will definitely be on fire because he has not put together some good draft classes. And you're at a point now, you got to start seeing some return on investment with these players. So this is a big year for all of them. And you put the financial backing behind your quarterback, that puts your attention on the quarterback because jobs are on the line. You pay this man, it has to work out. There's no looking around for other options. There's no, he'll be in a QB competition with this guy, or we paid him, but we can get out of it. So next year we might be looking at somebody else. No. It's all about Lamar. He is your only hope, and you're gonna make sure he has exactly what he needs to win, which is why you saw the draft go down the way it went. So, kudos to Lamar for making it happen.
Yeah, and on that note, it's time to get out because this draft is starting soon.
Okay, yes. Brodny has spoken. He has said our fantasy football draft. Come to the Overtime Show to watch us do a quick draft and to watch the conclusion of our offseason moves for our fantasy football league. Excuse me. And we'll talk some Jackson Mahomes and his shenanigans. All right. But any parting shots before we get out of here, Mikey?
No, man. Look, if you already are, if you're not subscribed to the channel, go over to Open Mic with OTR Mike and subscribe. Thanks to the people that's already been joining the Patreon. If you have not, Go and check it out. It is patreon.com/OTR Mike. That's how you find me there. Some of the merchandise is starting to show up, man, that I'll be giving my people: stickers, wristbands. I got some other stuff coming. So yeah, I appreciate you guys that are already there. Of course, we're Ring Kings Podcast, man. The three of us here, the best boxing podcast in the game. If you are not subscribed there, go over there and subscribe. Look, a lot of y'all are casual fans that really just started watching maybe 2 weeks ago when Tank and Ryan Garcia fought. And you know what? We don't judge you over here if that's the case, man. We just educate you on the sport of boxing. So go over there and learn some things, man. We have been busy over there, and we will continue to get busier and busier on that channel. Yeah. So that's about it, man.
All right. Well said. All right. You said, well, we got a draft. Yes, Ravon, we got a draft starting soon. So you better hop over there. Our guy, Dre, Mr. Galloway, another person you need to go over there and subscribe. I appreciate you coming through, man.
Thank you, Dre.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're getting out of here. B, are you ready?
I'm ready.
He is ready. Everybody, thank you. Have a great night. Patrons, get ready. The Overtime Show is starting in a couple of minutes. We will see you guys next time. Peace.